All right, my people, how on a day today, I salute to my people. About this situation where they happen for Ghana, where the Ghanaians, they tell Nigerians, say Nigeria must go. Dele Momodu don't come and can't talk over this whole thing, holistically. As you know, say Dele Momodu don't spend more than 3 decades for Ghana. I believe he's the best person to talk to us on this situation that is happening right now, where Ghanaians are telling Nigerians to leave their country. Make we listen to what Dele Momodu have to say.
To Ghana, where there have been renewed protests seeking the deportation of Nigerians from that country. Large numbers of demonstrators took to the streets holding placards, various inscriptions alleging that Nigerians were behind armed robbery and violent attacks, mass prostitution, kidnappings, and ritual killings. In 1983, Nigeria's former president Shehu Shagari cited similar issues of rising crime and economic pressure as justification for the mass expulsion of more than 2 million undocumented Ghanaian immigrants. However, the deportation did not actually start with Nigeria. Ghana was the first to launch the onslaught, ordering 3 million migrants, mostly Nigerians, to leave Ghana in 1969. Well, Basharu Dele Momodu is a former PDP presidential aspirant and publisher of Ovation magazine who has lived in Ghana for nearly 30 years. He returned to Nigeria just yesterday from Ghana, and he joins me now on the line from Lagos. Basharu, great to see you as always. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. I mean, how hot are things for Nigerians at the moment in Ghana? Is there a sense of growing hostility towards Nigerians there?
What I learned as a young man is that when you are in Rome, you have to behave like Romans. I have lived in Ghana now for about 3 decades, and I have lived my life as quietly as possible, and I've not had any major issue. There have been skirmishes between Nigerian traders and Ghanaian traders. You know, Nigerians, we will go to the depths of the Atlantic Ocean to look for good business, especially my brothers from the Southeast. I always say that they are amongst the most audacious human beings on earth. They work so hard, and so it's very easy for them to get into trouble, and people will say, oh, they are too aggressive, they are taking away our jobs. But it's good to compete, and I'm hoping that the thing will subside. Before I left Ghana yesterday, I was told that one of our foreign ministers, Mrs. Bianca Ojukwu, will be coming into Ghana, I think, today. So by now, I believe she will be there and she will be meeting with the Ghanaian authorities. Fortunately, we have leaders in Ghana who know Nigeria very well. The current president, John Dramani Mahama, lived partly in exile in Nigeria when his father fled Ghana after the coup that toppled the Osaje for Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. He has a half-sister, Madam Sherifat from Ofa in Kwara State. So he knows Nigeria very well. He has a wealth of friends. They will settle. They will definitely settle.
Right.
But we also need to teach our guys to calm down a bit, because when you are in someone else's country, you have to learn how to respect their culture.
Right. I have to ask you, though, Basharu, are Nigerians actually doing the things they're accused of doing? I mean, armed robbery, kidnappings, mass prostitution, ritual killings, etc.
Look, Brother Charles, everywhere in the world, people do things. Everything that they accuse Nigerians of doing, of course, they have collaborators who are locals. So it's not as widespread, but it's always been very fashionable everywhere in the world, anywhere in the world, that wherever a crime is committed, a Nigerian name must surface somewhere. It is not always true. Yes, there are pockets of cases, but nothing that substantial. Ghana is a very peaceful country, and it is very difficult for you to commit large-scale crime without being caught. The security is very tight. Ghanaian families are close-knit. And so, but of course, that's one of the reasons they don't want.
Oh dear. It looks like we lost the
the gentleman who wants to
okay.
build his kingdom, to build it, that it.
Yeah, I'm afraid, Bashar, your line has gone wonky. This is the problem sometimes with some of these Zoom lines, but it's gone wonky and we seem to have lost you there. I was going to ask you about the fact that this is some kind of diplomatic back and forth that's been taking place over many decades now, because as we mentioned at the outset, in 1983, Nigeria's former president, Shehu Shagari, cited similar issues of rising crime and economic pressure as justification for the mass expulsion of more than 2 million undocumented Ghanaians, immigrants. And we're looking at those pictures now, which of course is from 1983, showing the kind of, massive upheaval it must have been for the Ghanaians who were in Nigeria at the time, who were forced to leave. But of course, that's not the first time that it had happened, because from what I understand, in 1969, Ghana also launched the first onslaught, ordering 3 million migrants, mostly Nigerians, to leave Ghana under a new law that was formulated by the Prime Minister. Okay, I'm told you're back, Bashar. I apologize for that, but I mean, we, these connections go wonky sometimes. I was just mentioning the fact that this seems to be a kind of diplomatic back and forth, because it's not the first time these kinds of mass expulsions have been called for. I mean, in 1983, Shehu Shagari, the Nigerian president, expelled nearly 2 million Ghanaians and accusing them of all kinds of crimes, and that was when the Ghana Must Go bag, which has become the checkered bags that have become very popular, came into existence. I mean, do you see that simmering resentment still from the Ghanaians?
Oh no, we've moved past that stage. The Nigerian presence within the Ghanaian economy is huge, such that if you were to expel all Nigerians from Ghana today, there will be major crisis, monumental crisis. Now you have UBA, you have Zenith Bank, you have First Atlantic Bank, you have, all of them, all these different banks are there, employing thousands and thousands of Nigerians. First Bank of Nigeria, they're all there in Ghana.
Now, don't hear Dele Momodu, right? I don't really have much to say on this, because the speculation, different narrative is going on this situation that is currently going on. Asari Dokubo came out earlier this morning as well, which the first video we uploaded today, lambasting on, the Igbos, Peter Obi, and the traditional rulers of the Igbos and all that. So for me, I don't want to be part of this, but our duty is to present it to you, and I'd like to hear from you all. This is Nigeria Watch Media. Join us every day, 7 p.m. Nigerian time. Let's continue to talk about the things that's affecting you and I. Take care, guys, and bye for now.